Welcome. So are you living in a free country? The country that you're in, do you feel free? We all know those countries that aren't quite so free. Not so many now, but they're still there. You know those countries where you can't say something, you can't do something, and you can't think something even. Otherwise the punishment is quite harsh. And we look at those countries and we look down on them because we think the people are prisoners, and we don't agree with that. But is the country you're in now so free? We can't say certain things anymore. We can't do certain things, lots of things anymore. And we can't even think something anymore. We have to think in a certain way. So are we so free? Not really, are we? Sure, the punishment isn't as bad, but it's still punishment, right? I mean, it's so bad that if somebody disagrees with something, they can be harassed, they can lose their job, and that's because they just are not thinking the same as that other person was. So, now we're going back to those countries again that we're not supposed to like, the ones we look down on. It's got to the point where it just takes one person to say something or make a fuss, and a big company or something can actually turn around on what it said or what it did and to change the whole line of something or whatever because of this one person said that. One person said that because they're scared of the backlash. How free is that? And I've even noticed that on many sites as well, including this one, where people are not saying what they really think, or a lot of them are not saying anything at all because they're scared of any harassment. When it was a younger planet, when I was a younger man, we used to enjoy what we called debating. It was great that people didn't agree with each other, and we could discuss why we didn't agree with the certain thing this other person did and what we think, and everything was fine because people having different views is a great thing. It's diversity at its best. Years ago, the number one place for debate was universities. You could get really good conversations going, no animosity towards each other, just discussing things, talking things out. I'm afraid that doesn't happen in universities anymore. You either think this way and only one way, otherwise you'll be shunned. That's, to me, is another ideology, isn't it? It seems more increasingly that there has to be one thought, one idea, and that must be the whole, must be the same. And anybody else who isn't will get thrown out. That's like a commune, isn't it? Lots of people, I hope, will disagree with a lot of things I say. And that's good, because it means that that person who disagrees with me is completely different than I am, and thinks different than what I do. He's an individual, or she's an individual, which is, so am I. We're all individuals. We're not a bunch of ants in a colony, are we? We're all different. And maybe how these other countries that we know of that have limited freedom, maybe they started off a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, until they ended up where they are. Maybe that's where we're heading, do you think? In my day there was protesting. There'd always be protesting, but the protesters weren't as loud as they are now, and you could actually talk to them. The protesters were making just a point and trying to get it, so people would know about it. But now it's the yelling, the screaming, and the bullying, and sometimes the violence, because they just seem to be so angry. And you must believe this, otherwise you're out. Every day there seems to be another rule, another regulation that we have to obey. Every day our freedom is being chipped away at. One day we won't have any freedom left. I feel a lot less free than I did when I was a younger man. But what is it going to be when the young men now get to my age? And it's being pushed by media, TV, papers. It's in films. It's just one narrative again and again. When I watch a film, I want to be entertained. I want to escape. I do not want to be told how I should think, what I should say in a certain situation. I want to watch good actors in a good film. I stay away from the media, I stay away from films, because they've destroyed them, as films should be. Now we're being told by companies who just sell a product of how to think and what to say and how to act by companies who just sell a product. How weird is that? I don't expect too many comments on this video because people are just too damn scared. Scared to say anything. They're scared in those other countries to say anything too. I do believe there should be laws and regulations, of course, to govern a civilization or a country, but they are getting far, far too intrusive with the laws now. Of course, that's just my opinion, of course. What's yours?